Hi, we are Group 4, and today we will be presenting our strategic management capstone on Frito-Lay. This project applies key strategic management frameworks to assess Frito-Lay's current market position and to propose integrated solutions that address the challenges the company faces in today's highly competitive environment. This presentation is organized into 6 sections that follow the strategic management process. I will begin with a brief company overview, followed by Tony, who will cover the diagnosis analysis. Emily will then present our strategic solutions, with Cody outlining the recommended actions. Sammy will then discuss the evaluation of these strategies, and Caroline will conclude the presentation by highlighting the key takeaways. Frito-Lay North America is a leading convenient snack food company and a subsidiary of PepsiCo. It's headquartered in Plano, Texas, with annual revenues exceeding $23 billion. This company generates roughly half of PepsiCo's annual operating profits. Frito-Lay also dominates the U.S. and Canadian salty snack market through iconic brands such as Lay's, Doritos, Cheetos, and produces more than 1,100 snack products. The company supplies approximately one-third of all snack chips sold in the United States, supported by over 30 manufacturing facilities and the largest direct store delivery system in North America, servicing more than 315,000 customer locations each week. However, despite its dominant market position, Frito-Lay still faces increasing cost pressures, internal restructuring, and evolving consumer preferences. Challenges that make the company an ideal candidate for this strategic analysis.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for listening. My name is Anthony Frasca, and today I will be going through the diagnosis aspect of Frito-Lay. Through here, I will discuss corporate, operational, and business level issues. For our corporate level diagnosis, the main problem is that many manufacturing plants across the United States are closing due to the loss of customer demand. These pressures have forced PepsiCo to overhaul its entire North American SNAP operations. Because of that, PepsiCo closed 3 main facilities, one in Florida, one in California, and one in New York. Because of the 3 main facilities closing, near 1,000 jobs have been terminated. Thus, this raises the question, how can we keep effectively cutting costs while keeping our workforce intact? For our operational level diagnosis, the main issue is the rise in production costs and inflation. It is very important to recognize the root of that problem, which is the increase in prices for materials, packaging, and transportation. Unfortunately, this raises the new threat of entrants and substitutions. Looking back in 2020, the price of a 16-ounce bag of regular Lay's chips went for about $4.50. And today, in 2026, it is now $6.50. Ultimately, consumers have the power in second-guessing their preferences, and key units such as cost per unit and cost per driver will dramatically increase. For our business level diagnosis, the main issue is that there is a shift in customer preference towards healthier options. This shift in preference threatens the market share of core brands such as Doritos and Cheetos, shows that Frito lacks agility, and production costs would increase due to organic ingredients. In terms of decreasing in volume of stock keeping units, Frito-Lay is expected to lower production efficiency, produce less in bulk, which overall will cost more, have less in-store presence, and have underutilized transportation.
Hello, and thank you for listening to our presentation. My name is Emily Greer, and I will be talking about the strategic solutions for the 3 problems we found on an operational, business, and corporate level. The first strategy level I'll be talking about is the corporate level, and the problem is large-scale plant closures and reconstructing. The solution is to move from one-off closures to multi-hub regional manufacturing models, and this will solve the over-consolidation risks like the bottlenecks, longer hauls, and disruption and vulnerability. And our action is to re-architect the network into 3 to 4 regional hubs, which would be the Midwest, Southeast, West, and Northeast. We'll have satellite lines or specialty lines for the high demand SKUs, and this will preserve the geographic coverage even as the company streamlines its footprint, aligning with Pepsi's declared brand to optimize North America's supply chain and go-to market systems. The next strategy level I will be talking about is the operational one, and the problem is rising cost of raw resources and inflation. The solution is to focus on cutting its production costs by finding more affordable suppliers and making small strategic adjustments to packaging so it can keep prices from climbing even higher. And this will solve the rising cost of ingredients and packaging that have pushed chip prices up from about $4.50 to $6.50 for a 16-ounce bag between 2020 and 2025. It also helps prevent customers from turning to cheap alternatives when prices jump too fast. Our action will to be renegotiate supplier deals and ensure streamlined shipping. These changes help steady demand and keep the brand competitive without relying on constant price hikes. The next strategy level I will be talking about is the business level, and the problem is shifts in consumer preferences towards healthier options. Our solution is to introduce a separate Better For You sub-brand that highlights clean ingredients and lighter recipes without altering or diluting its classic products. This will solve the healthy conscious shoppers' alternatives that match current trends, helping Frito-Lay compete in the fast-growing healthy snack market. At the same time, it avoids alienating loyal fans who prefer the original flavors of Doritos and Cheetos and the other core brands they have. Our action is to develop healthier options like baked, air puffs, or low sodium, and this will market to the Gen Z and millennials through wellness-focused campaigns while keeping the classic snack recipes. This approach strengthens Frito-Lay's presence in the growing health snack space without compromising the flavor that built its brand that we know today.
Hi, I'm Cody Temple, and now I'm going to walk you through the actions that we're taking to address the key problems we've identified. This is really where we move from just analyzing any issues into actually executing in solutions that will help improve efficiency, reduce cost, and keep Frito-Lay competitive moving forward. Problem one first is where we're going to focus on the rising costs and inflation. So the main action is restructuring into regional hubs to improve efficiency. To start, we're going to do a 3-month audit that'll be conducted on manufacturing and distribution. We're going to look at our cost per unit, our transportation, delivery time, and regional demand. From there, we're going to look at high-performing regions and identify them, as well as the low-performing regions, and have operations consolidated. Underperforming regions are going to be downsized and then put to use towards a more specialized production or product. The next thing we're going to do is the company is going to invest in primary facilities. We're going to increase production efficiency and lower cost per unit. At the same time, logistics will be optimized. More products per route, fewer deliveries, and lower transportation cost. And finally, it's the workforce. We're going to get them all realigned for relocation, training, and specialized hiring with focuses on automation and making sure that we have everything aligned. Problem two really focuses on improving cost control and operational efficiency. What we're going to do is start with a 90-day supply chain audit, looking at the cost of the ingredients versus the cost of the logistics. From there, we're going to secure a long-term supplier contract that will reduce the cost volatility that we're running into. From there, we're also then going to shift to lighter, more efficient packaging to cut material costs. And we also want to invest in updated machinery to support new packaging. Another major thing we want to do is improve logistics, have, more product per truck with fewer shipments, which will also help our overall efficiency and cost. And lastly, we want to train our workforce to have a understanding and real focus on how we can maintain product quality control. If we can get that under control, that saves all around. Problem 3 is where we're going to focus on consumers' shift in preference towards healthier choices. The main action here is going to be developing a better for you product that can meet that for those that want it. To start, we'll do a 60-day overall brand audit and make sure that we identify products that can be infused with healthier options, like things like lower sodium, less fat, alternative oils, less carbs. At the same time, a separate health-focused sub-brand should be developed where we have our chips that are baked, that are low-carb, they're high-protein options. This really keeps the core brand from getting too diluted with healthy options as well. From a marketing standpoint, we can get really good partnerships with influencers in the health space and expand our placement in both snacks and the health aisles in the stores. Finally, the goal here is to really drive results. We want to increase healthier product sales in the space. We want to improve with repeat purchases from those that are seeking that type of option. And the best thing here, too, is that we want to strengthen our position in the health conscious market so that we can be a big time player there.
Hello, I'm Sammy Pickett, and I will be discussing the evaluation of the 3 problems that we identified. This slide addresses our first major challenge, the rising costs of raw materials combined with ongoing inflationary pressures. At the corporate strategy level, this issue directly impacts profitability, supply chain stability, and long-term competitiveness. To evaluate potential solutions, we propose restructuring the company's distribution network into 3 to 4 regional hubs across the Midwest, Southeast, West, and Northeast. Using a quantitative evaluation approach, we would assess cost efficiencies, logistics performance, delivery outcomes, and how well each region aligns with demand. Key performance metrics include reductions in cost per unit, fewer truck routes, lower delivery costs, and maintaining or improving on-time delivery rates. These measurable outcomes help determine whether the strategy produces tangible financial benefits. We also complement this with a qualitative evaluation, relying on leadership and operations manager feedback. Metrics here focus on improved coordination, faster and more effective decision-making, and stronger responsiveness to inflationary pressures. Together, these methods ensure that the strategy is both financially sound and operationally sustainable. This slide focuses on problem 2, which involves large-scale plant closures and the need for operational restructuring. At the operational strategy level, this challenge centers on maintaining efficiency and continuity while implementing significant changes across facilities. From a quantitative evaluation perspective, success is measured through the performance of new procurement and packaging strategies. Key metrics include purchase price variance when using long-term supplier contracts compared to open market pricing, improvements in packaging efficiency through reduced size and weight, and increased transportation load density measured by the number of products shipped per delivery truck. These indicators help determine whether restructuring leads to measurable cost savings and logistical improvements. In addition, we incorporate a qualitative evaluation method focused on operational effectiveness and organizational impact. Metrics emphasize workflow stability during transitions, coordination across remaining facilities, and the long-term stability of efficiency improvements in procurement, packaging, and transportation. Together, these measures ensure that the operational restructuring is not only cost-effective, but also manageable and sustainable for organization. This slide addresses problem 3, which is the growing shift in consumer preferences toward healthier snack options. At the business level, this challenge focuses on balancing changing consumer demands with profitability and brand strength. From a quantitative evaluation standpoint, we assess the sales and financial performance of healthier product offerings compared to original versions. Key metrics include comparing sale volumes between traditional and healthier snacks, analyzing sales and profit data before and after healthier options are introduced, and examining the production costs associated with reformulated products. Additionally, sales margins and overall profitability help determine whether these snacks can be financially sustainable while meeting consumer expectations. Alongside quantitative data, a qualitative evaluation method is used through customer feedback and brand perception analysis. Metrics focus on consumer perceived taste and quality, their views on product healthiness, and their overall satisfaction with the product. We also examine customer attitudes that influence purchasing behavior and long-term brand loyalty. Together, these insights help ensure the strategy aligns with consumer preferences while maintaining strong business performance.
In conclusion, Frito-Lay's challenges stem from three major forces: rising production costs, large-scale operational restructuring, and a noticeable shift in consumer preferences toward healthier snack options. Our analysis showed that these pressures are interconnected and can't be solved in isolation. By restructuring the manufacturing network into regional hubs, Frito-Lay can reduce inefficiencies and lower transportation production costs. At the same time, renegotiating supplier contracts and adjusting packaging helps manage inflation without pushing prices too high for consumers. Finally, introducing a Better For You sub-brand allows Frito-Lay to respond to changing consumer demand while still protecting its iconic core brands. Together, these strategies create a more resilient, cost-efficient, and competitive organization. There are a few key takeaways from this project. First, effective cost management requires flexibility in operations, not just across-the-board cuts. Second, innovation is essential in mature industries, but it must be done in a way that doesn't weaken brand loyalty. Another takeaway is that aligning corporate, operational, and business level strategies creates stronger execution and more measurable results. When these levels work together, companies are better equipped to respond to market volatility. Overall, Frito-Lay has the opportunity to adapt to industry changes while maintaining its market leadership by balancing efficiency, innovation, and long-term strategic planning. Thank you.